Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. We are back live tonight for round 7 of MRCs GTTCC. 2 races for you guys tonight. They've just started qualifying, so we'll crack on with this pretty rapidly. So 2 races, first one from Grand Valley Highway tonight, and then second race is a reverse grid race from results of race 1, and we go to Tokyo South for that one. So let's get into some points. Oh, meant to turn that off first. There we go. Okay, so leading the way still is Dark Clark. He has got himself 206 points so far. Donkey Chong second with 174. Hirokram third with 155 points. We've got Rick 33 GTR in fourth. He's got 146 points. Fifth is Fat Pickles Bro. It's not Fat Pickles Bro. It is Sweaty Keg this season for some reason. He's got 130 points. We've got JRC 87 in 6th with 128 points. 7th is GTP Toby with 121 points. We've got P Gib 92 in 8th with, let me follow that across, 93 points. Nipping his heels though is T50 Phil in 9th. He's got 92 points. 84 points on board for Golden Brownie in 10th. We've got LFC Fan in 11th with 71 points. We've got Mutt 36 in 12th with 68 points. We've got Janio 13th with 25 points. Marshall 2012 excuse me, in 14th with 20 points. Faithless Emo 15th with minus 78 points. And if you look in the middle column underneath team, right at the very bottom there, I've been kindly given 69 points. Fitting, I think, fitting. Stickers still available, people. Hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. Let's get ourselves in. Let's turn the sound on. Evening. Oh, I've left all sorts of things off. Come on. There we go. Boom. And come on, where have you gone? Boom. Oh, why don't I do this before? Stupid video. Stupid camera. Zoom. Somewhere up about there. Boom. Pow. That'll do. Right. How are we doing? That might be a little bit too close, but it is what it is. So here we are then. Let's have a look who we've got in. Again, qualifying's already underway. We've got Rick 33, Donkey Chong, Hirokram, JRC, T50 Phil, Faithless Emo, Biscuit King. I forget who you were. Golden Brownie, Marshall 2012, Sweaty Keg is the old Fat Pickles Bro, and Dark Clark in there as well. So 11 drivers on track. 33 leading the charge at the moment. Bit of a tricky track this one. It's quite wide, but some tight sections to get it all wrong in. Still expecting rain then. Rick 33. Okay, we'll get a lap on with the Bazaar. Across the line then, straight into the tunnel. Left-hand King just slightly off camber as you run through here. Up and over the bridge. Again, full tilt almost through there. Hard on the brakes then into this left-hander. Straight into the right. This little left as well. It's a big long sweeping lefter, that one. Need a good exit out of there, otherwise you're going to get harassed a little bit on this straight down towards this next left. Starts to rise back up the hill now, through the left then straight into a right, climbing the whole time. Back down a tiny little bit before going back up the hill here. Is this standard way or is this reverse track? Is this standard or reverse? I think this is reverse to the way I've usually seen it. Big hairpin coming up now then. You don't want to be catching those rocks on the inside, do you? For sure. Oh, they'll stop you in a heartbeat. Still climbing up this mountainside then. Fast section here. We've got Donkey Chong chasing him down. Yeah, wide circuit, but it's easy to get this one wrong. Again, carrying a little bit too much speed through some of these turns maybe. There we go, a lap done of first race tonight. So leading the way currently, what are we, 6 minutes into qualifying? It is this man, Dark Clark, in the Audi. He's got himself a 1:56.7. Donkey Chong currently second. Let me just fire this up. Make sure the sound's off. Yes, it is. Put the chat on in case any of you lot want to get in there and call me names. I know Donkey Chong does. He'll have a name, I'm sure. There it is. He's always changed the livery on the front of that thing. It's a different Donkey Chonging in a different way. Completely different. It's an imposter. Hiragram sitting in third then, 1:57.4 for his fastest. JRC Racing, another Audi, 1:57.6 dead on for him. Rick 33 in one of the little Siroccos, 1:57.689. Faithless Emo. Is that another change of car this week, Faithless? What were you in last week in race 1? I forget. Might have been this, I don't know. 6th at the minute though in another Sirocco. We've got Sweaty Keg also in a Sirocco. Nice rear windscreen on that there you've got there, Sweaty Keg. I like that, thank you. And a number plate area. Ooh, snaztastic. Look at that, the best one ever. Not bad, Golden Brownie, not bad. Not bad. Also another Sirocco, the VAG group getting a big shout out in this lobby. And then a couple of these little Suzuki Swifts. One for Donkey Chong, who has just gone fastest actually. And one for T50 Phil. Another Sirocco then for Biscuit King sitting in 10th. And Marshall still ripping this Hyundai. The Helldivers livery. So it is the little Suzuki Swift on pole so far. Drag Fury needs to be bigger in the corner, or as in, hold on, as in, here, like that. I just don't want to cover. I'll be all right. I just want to keep the tyres in view. I can cover the weather because it's looking quite nice tonight. You see those Chupa Chups? There you go. Can anyone unseat Donkey then? Got about a minute left of qualifying. So Dark Clark will get across the line. He'll have another go. Hiragram still third. JRC Racing still fourth. Rick 33, yeah, VAG group getting a right old shout out in this lobby. So you will see they're using, penalty on board for Sweaty Keg. You will see they use different cars in race 2, so it has to be a front wheel drive, front engine for race 1, and a rear or 4-wheel drive for race 2. So completely different cars for race 2. Yeah, a lot of Volkswagen Audis in this one. 2 Suzuki Swifts and a Hyundai. Biscuit King. Someone told me your name last week and I forgot. Because of ghosting. Well, you know, I know people listen to the stream, and I know a lot of people use it as a bit of a tool for them. It's enough for you, Biscuit King. Let's get on board with Marshall. So it's over the 10 minutes now. Then Dark Clark has retaken pole, 1:56.7. Donkey Chong, he's still out, so he's got an opportunity to retake this top spot. Hirokram's finished, so he's going to have to settle for third. Just wait to see what Donkey Chong does. Faithless Emo finished as well, so fourth for him. JRC fifth. T50 Phil in sixth. Rick 33 still spanking it around here in seventh, so the opportunity for him to better his time as well. Sweaty Keg just crossing the line. He stays eighth. Golden Brownie as well finished, so he's ninth. Biscuit King still out on a... Oh no, he's not on a heater. So he stays 10th. Marshall, he's also finished, so that's 11th for him. So it's all about the Chongster and T50 Phil, is it? Was it T50 Phil? No, it wasn't, was it? It was Rick 33 still out on a hot lap. Still expecting rain. Where's Donkey? Where's Donkey? So he's closer to the line. We'll stick with him then and watch him cross it. What should you use in race 2? I don't know the selections well enough to go for. Oh, he does, Donkey Chong, to give you a car choice, mate. I haven't played this game. I've played it enough to open up the online, and that was it. That was it. So, qualifying over then, Donkey Chong did take that top spot, 156.6 on board for him. About half a... not far behind though for Dark Clark in second with that 156.7. Hirokram third. Faithless in fourth, asking me choice in cars. Don't do that. JRC Racing in fifth. T50 Phil in sixth. Rick 33 seventh. Sweaty Keg in eighth. Golden Brownie in ninth. Biscuit King 10th. And Marshall 2012 in 11th. You wouldn't call me a tool. Maybe not live on stream, you might not. But under your breath, or, you know, when I get it all wrong, that might happen. His name is Jeff. Could be. Maybe Drac Fury can give you a... I've missed the start. Maybe Drac Fury can give you a... Not that. I'm tired tonight, people. I apologise. Give you a car recommendation for race 2. Oh, was that Golden Brownie? No, sorry, not Golden Brownie. Rick 33 that smashed into the wall. Good start by everyone. Donkey Chong managing to hold on to that lead. Dark Clark second. Hirokram at third. Anybody taking the wall out? Faithless having a go at JRC Racing here, side by side for the Volkswagen Audi. Volkswagen and Audi. JRC Racing's got the inside line. I don't know whether he can carry the speed around the outside here though. Straight to the inside. Oh, has he held it? No, he's not. Faithless Emo's had to drop back into fifth then. Oh, here comes T50 Phil straight up the inside in the little almost taking out the Volkswagen and Audi of JRC, and Faithless Emo there has to drop back. Unfortunately, that gives Biscuit King, Sweaty Keg, and almost Rick 33 the opportunity. It has given Rick 33 the opportunity to get back past. Oh, T50 Phil now with the inside line. Kicking off here, Sweaty Keg already with a half a second penalty. Marshall up into 10th. Golden Brownie's had a terrible accident. Oh, he's gone for the mullet setup. Mediums on the front, softs on the rear. Might have cost him a bit of speed into some corners. As we just catch Dark Clark getting his way past Donkey. Hirokram right there with him. Top three again has been pretty much all season. These three managing to pull away from everybody else. Faithless Emo, JRC Racing have always sort of hung on to the back. A tiny little mistake has cost them a bit of time. JRC Racing having another go back at Faithless here, getting the inside line. Oh, Faithless into the wall he goes. Oh, Biscuit King having a look at him as well, but look at the speed Sweaty Keg's carrying through there. Look, straight past Biscuit King. Having a little look at Faithless Emo there. He's still got that penalty to lose though. Oh, it's a full second now. Where are you picking those up, Sweaty? Bugatti Tyrol, there you go. There you go. Choice. Penalty being lost then by Sweaty Keg. Gets overtaken by Biscuit King and T50 Phil. And let's just have a quick look back at the front, because the second Audi has managed to squeeze its way past Donkey Chong. And he falls from first to third then. As he hangs with the two Audis. See different lines for the different cars through there. JRC Racing now quite clear ahead of Faithless Emo. About a second over him at the minute. Another 0.8 back to T50 Field. He's had a half decent start to the race so far. Biscuit King 7th, Sweaty in 8th, Rick 33 9th, Marshall 10th. But here's Golden Brownie coming back to have a go at him. He's found himself with another half a second penalty though. But Marshall has had a little bit of a mare, and Golden Brownie's had a great lap or two. He's managed to claw his way a little bit closer to the rest of the pack. He was about 2.5 seconds down last time we looked at him, but he has got that half a second penalty still to lose. That might drop him back off the field. It's a race of two halves then really with these. I have noticed that it seems to be the Suzuki Swift better in the turns. Oof. Audi just seems to have a little bit more power on the straights. It's only a tiny bit. And maybe the short wheelbase of the Suzuki helps him out in the turns. Be careful, no mistakes then from any of these drivers, otherwise the other two are going to disappear. Absolutely bumper to bumper for these three. Cramp has a little look up the inside. He's got to be careful he doesn't just leave that door wide open for Donkey Chong to come squeezing through. On board with the third place man at the minute. Wide entrance there for Dark Clark. Hirakram almost had an opportunity to squeeze a wing up the inside. Wasn't quite able to make it. Donkey Chong carrying better speed out of that turn though. He's going to have a little look at Hirakram at the end of this. Does have a look. Oh, a little bit of contact from the two. Again, they've just got to be careful. They don't want to mess it up and allow Dark Clark to disappear. Still side by side for these two as they do watch that little orange Audi get a tiny bit smaller. Still getting a slipstream off him. Still neck and neck for these two though. Not going to battle into this turn. Let's close ourselves back up with Dark Clark. What's the gap then between Hirakram? Oh, 0.7 of a second, okay. And again, dragging Donkey Chong along, and again, fires one up the inside there. A lot better on the brakes. Dark Clark now finds himself with a half a second penalty. That might drop him right off the back of these two. Not a great exit there for Hirakram. We have just seen a position change, or an almost position change behind us. I think Faithless Emo had another go at JRC Racing. Just saw their names swap around, but they're back how they were, 4th and 5th. T50 Phil still 6th. Sweaty Keg right up his rear end in 7th. Biscuit King 8th. Rick 33 fires one up the inside for him though, but Biscuit King got the inside line coming into this next turn. Come on, come on. Where's he gone? Still side by side. Biscuit King. Oh, he does just get in front of Rick 33 there. Took him a couple of corners to get that one done. Slowed him down enough to allow Golden Brownie to close back up on those two. And Marshall now finds himself at the back again. 0.8 of a second, so still getting towed along a little bit. You just got to be careful. Back to the front then, top three. Dark Clark. Why hasn't he lost that penalty? Have you lost that penalty and picked another one up? Or was it just after the penalty zone you picked that one up? Donkey Chung then closing up on Dark Clark down towards turn one. Dark Clark goes a little bit defensive. Peels over to that inside line for a second before dropping back on the racing line. Now will we see Donkey Chung go for the dive up the inside? Is it this turn? It is, I think it's that turn. It's the corner he got Hirokram on, but we are going to see these two get themselves past Dark Clark here then, so he peels off the racing line. He's not going to disappear. He'll still get a slipstream, still be tucked onto the... Oh, might just hold on to second. He does. They fixed the penalties somehow without me knowing. He's not actually lost that much time. Does give Donkey Chung the lead though, 0.6 of a second. He'll want to push hard to try and break the toe for the two drivers behind. We'll see though. Again, very fast these three. JRC Racing, Faithless Emo still neck and neck for 4th and 5th. A little way off that top three, 6 seconds off the top three. They've had a bit of a battle themselves, which obviously has slowed them down in that hunt for the top three. Sweaty Keg up into 6, past T50 Phil. He's not actually that far off the back of Faithless Emo, only 2 seconds. Has been working his way through the field, so we'll keep an eye on Sweaty as the race progresses. T50 Phil's 7th. Big gap behind him then back to Golden Brownie, who's moved up to 8th position. 7 seconds back to Golden. Biscuit King right behind him, 0.6 of a second. And there is Marshall back up into 10th. Rick 33, what have you done? Why are you nearly 10 seconds down in 11th now? What happened at Rick 33? Oh, just catch the battle here then for first as Dark Clark has an attack back at Donkey Chung. Donkey Chung trying to hug that inside line coming into that turn. Does compromise his speed out though. Sticking the brakes on almost through this turn as well, just to not let that car run wide and give Dark Clark the opportunity to stick one up the inside. Tight through there, different line again, wide entrance for the Audis, seems to be on the way in. Working out for Donkey Chung at the minute though. JRC. Oh, Faithless right up his rear end. Through the wiggles. Not really any opportunity to overtake without a mistake through this part of the track. Potentially down towards this hairpin, but comes up a bit too quick. Again, so that gap has fallen. Sweaty Keg has now brought that time down to 1.5 seconds. Visibly closer on track now. Won't be long before he's getting a toe back off of those two. T50 Phil now 2.1 seconds back. No toe for him unfortunately. Safe from the drivers behind though. Golden Brownie in 8th. Another 7.6 seconds behind him. Biscuit King getting a little bit closer as well. Marshall keeping himself involved, but Rick 33 well out of the fight at the minute. Medium tyre on front, maybe just catching him out a little. Top three neck and neck again. close together down here. Anybody going to go for a move on anybody else? Clark gets a tiny bit closer, but not enough to stick one up the inside through there. And around we go again. So is it going to come down to tyre wear? Is it going to come down to, well, you know, someone going to make a mistake? Let me just check the tyres on all three of these. Yeah, racing socks front and rear for the top three. Running wide on the way into that hairpin. So very unlikely they're going to battle until they sort of absolutely need to. We're not even at the halfway point of race one, so they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Not sort of try and break away too early. You know, if you can get the opportunity, you get away, great. But let's not do anything rash. That gap opening up a tiny little bit. Slipstream kicks back in though, starts to draw the two Audis a little bit closer again to Donkey Chong. Just absolutely full tilt through all of this section, so getting a tow all the way through there, the two Audis. Go again then. Does seem to be making a sort of maybe half a tenth every lap, maybe. It is yo-yoing. It's 2.8. Again, just bounces around a little bit. Back into a slipstream area here, but for a short distance. That's where Donkey Chong needs to make that Suzuki Swift really shine. Again, it's such an open track. You can carry all the speed you want through a lot of these turns. So it doesn't benefit him that much. Okay, let's see what else is happening. JRC still fourth. Faithless Emo's fallen off the back of him for a moment. 1.8 seconds the gap there. Sweaty Keg now closing back up. That's ridiculously close to Faithless Emo. Just 0.4 of a second behind him. T50 Phil falls a little bit further back. Still pulling time on 8th place Golden Brownie, who's again pulled a little bit more time over Biscuit King behind. He's found himself with another half a second penalty. Marshall still 10th, 1.3 seconds back in that Hyundai. And Rick 33, slowly but surely clawing in Marshall 2012, but it is a long claw. 7.5 seconds back still. Right, let me drink some coffee before it goes cold. There they are, back together, neck and neck again, the top three. Getting a little bit close then, coming up to this left-hander. Again, not really an opportunity to go for a move through there. Liking the camera angles on this track, to be honest. It's giving you a good view, letting you see a bit of the scenery as well. Yeah, better than absolute trackside cameras for sure. So might just have to settle for 4th place here then, JRC. Not making any headway towards the drivers in front. Have I just seen the shadow of a condor go over that track? Something like that, or Batman, one of the two. Faithless Emo still 5th, still being harassed by Sweaty Keg a little bit. Not been able to make the move yet, Sweaty Keg, but I did say he was driving that thing a little bit quick. It's not really done too much damage to his tyres. If we have a look at Faithless Emo, he actually goes wide through that turn. Faithless Emo's front tyres got a little bit more wear on than Sweaty. He is right up his rear end though as they hit this long start-finish straight. You get a good toe down here, Sweaty. Will he go for the move into turn 1? No, sticks right with Faithless Emo. Carry the speed through. Maybe down into this left-hander. A little bit far behind now, unfortunately. Just loses a bit of time coming out of that tunnel. They're going to have to go round again, unfortunately. T50 Phil out on his own now. 6+ seconds either side of him. Gordon Brownie's starting to have a little bit of a lonely race as well. So 7, nearly 8 seconds in front to T50 Phil. Nearly 3.5 back to Biscuit King. Marshall hanging on in there in 10th, just a second back. And again, Rick 33, another 1.5 seconds he's pulled back in on Marshall. Still potential then for him to move up the order a little bit. What's happened? Woof! Hey! Woof! Donkey Chong has broken the toe. Dark Clark has done something terrible. So drops from 2nd, harassing Donkey Chong to 3rd. Just hanging on to that slipstream of Hirokram in front. That front right tyre maybe cost him a little bit of pace. Look at the state of Donkey Chong's tyres. They're looking amazing at this point in the race. 19 minutes in. They're not even a third worn. Hirokram's front right. About a third one, just over maybe. But Dark Clark's is a little bit further worn than that. And that's all it takes for a little mistake into some of these turns at these speeds. But yes, Donkey Chong, now he's managed to break the toe of those two Audis. He does seem to be pulling a little bit of time on them. We'll keep an eye on that though. Sweaty Keg does get himself past Faithless this time. Faithless trying to come back at him though. But it is Sweaty Keg that's going to hold on to that one for the time being. Faithless is in a good position though as they come out of this next left-hander. No mistakes though for Sweaty Keg. It's a long old drive down this bridge, but Sweaty Keg's got enough distance between himself and Faithless to stay ahead. Faithless trying to look for a different line, maybe put the willies up Sweaty Keg through some of those turns, just make him think he's going for the move. I might have a go at him back on that start-finish straight, to be honest. Seems to be the spot to do it. Brownie finds himself with a 0.5 second penalty. Oof. Biscuit King has made a terrible mistake. 5 seconds behind Golden Brownie now. He was a little bit closer than that before. Marshall's made another terrible mistake as well. His front right a little bit painful on the medium as well. So not carrying as much speed, not carrying as much grip. And that has allowed Rick 33 to get involved again. Have a little bit of racing before the end of this one. See, can Rick 33 move up the order in the next, what have we got, 8 minutes? Oh, it's properly kicked off up front. It's properly kicked off. Dark Clark back into 2nd. But having a real good battle with Hirokram because they've compromised both their races in their hunt for 1st. Donkey Chong now 2.5 seconds into the lead. 8 minutes left. Okay. Can Donkey Chong just keep pulling away? Will Dark Clark and Hirakram even consider working together to close the gap back up? It might be a little bit late now without maybe a mistake from Donkey Chong in front. Still pulling time. 3 seconds now in the little green machine. In both senses of the word. Hirakram's not been able to get past back past Dark Clark either. Still on the cards though, it could happen. Tyre playing its factor at this point in the race though. JRC comfortable in 4th at the minute. Sweaty Keg 3.6 seconds behind him. Again, been driving well, Sweaty, so we'll see whether he can haul any time back on JRC. It's a big old gap on track though. Faithless Emo drops off the back of Sweaty as well. 1.3 seconds behind him. No slipstream for him. T50 Phil still racing all on his own, unfortunately, as is Golden Brownie. As is Biscuit King. Rick 33 has moved up the field, up into 10th then. Marshall ends up 11th at the moment. I think that tyre is costing him a lot of time, to be honest. MRCs being left in the dust currently by Donkey Chong. Nearly 3.5 seconds into the lead. Give him a couple of little glory shots, shall we? He's changed the donkey and the font. Can't believe it. Again, these two just battling a little bit, just going defensive into some of these turns, slowing them down a little bit. And it's just allowing Donkey Chong to keep stretching his way ahead, nearly 4 seconds out front now. Making the best out of those tyres he's got currently. Hirakram right up the rear end of Dark Clark though, as we come through this last little S section. Oof. Side by side as they head down this last little straight towards the hairpin. Dark Clark got the inside. Is Hirakram looking for the switch back up the inside? Carry the speed on the exit all the way down this start finish straight. Ever closer. Dark Clark peels over to the inside of this track then. Again, right on his rear end through this section. Difficult place to overtake though. Same car, same brakes. They've got to stop at the same point. Unfortunately, that doesn't give either of them the advantage. Still battling then as we come to the last parts of this race. Ooh, little tap of the wall there for Hirakram. Doesn't cost him anything. Dark Clark trying to drop the toe from Hirakram behind, but it's not worked yet. Again, now look, 5 seconds into the lead then for Donkey Chong. Those slightly compromised corners just handing him the win. Another battle here then between these two. Still trying to get around the outside. Oh, Dark Clark pushes it a little bit deep through there. Gets some dust on those tyres. That gives Hirakram the opportunity. Dark Clark can't get the power down. And that does give Hirakram a little tiny look up the inside, and he takes it. Gets himself into second. We've got 3 minutes left. Tyre wear really kicking in now. That front right, causing both of these drivers to struggle around these turns now. Only just over third worn on the front of Donkey Chong's. 6.5 seconds lead now. Still at it, these two. Dark Clark trying to get that position back. Hirokram peels over to the left as they hit this start-finish straight, just trying to drop any kind of opportunity for Dark Clark to have a go back at him. He's got enough air between him and Dark Clark that that position's safe for the next couple of corners. Again, pretty much full tilt through this section. Again, that front right, it's going to cost somebody into one of these turns for sure. Okay, Sweaty Keg's not been able to close the gap down on JRC then, so JRC's looking comfortable for 4th. Sweaty Keg's looking good for 5th. Faithless Emo really struggling here at the end of this race. He's lost a lot of time to Sweaty Keg, 8 seconds behind him now, and now under threat from T50 Phil behind in the next Suzuki Swift. Again, Ty's looking good on that as well. Golden Brownie holding 8th. Comfortably over Biscuit King. He's also comfortable over Rick 33. Well, it's only down to 3.5 seconds. With just a minute left on the clock, it might be all she wrote. And then Marshall still 11th. Look at this, absolutely stomping it around here now, Donkey Chong. And Hirokram opens up that gap a tiny little bit between himself and Dark Clark as well. It just gives him enough breathing room to feel a tiny bit safe. He can go at full race pace, or if the tyres will allow him, rather than having to go defensive into some of these turns. And they will have another lap to battle it out. If Dark Clark can bring that time back down, but it's looking good for Donkey Chong. 7.5 seconds lead now then as we hit this final lap. 29.5 minutes gone. A real good battle between the top 3 for most of the race. Just that little move by Donkey Chong, just getting him in the front. Tiny mistakes with the tyre wear. Just catching the Audis out, I think. And then not wanting to give up the position to one another. These two have... Oh, Hirokram now finds himself with a half a second penalty. Got away with it this lap. Oh, unfortunately that's going to give him a full second when he crosses the line though. This is last lap, so he doesn't get the opportunity to drop that penalty. And unfortunately it won't give him half a second when he crosses the line. It gives him a full second. We have got drivers crossing the line already. So we've got Golden Brownie finishing in 8th. There he is. Biscuit King comes home in 9th. Rick 33 takes 10th. Marshall comes home for 11th. Jump back to the front then. Hirokram needs a third of a second to maintain that second. Donkey Chong already flashing the lights then as we turn on to the S's. Hairpin to go, start finish straight, but it's in the bag for Donkey Chong. Comfortable in the end. 2 Audis battling it out for long enough just to give him a break. There he is, 7.5 seconds as he comes up towards the line. Make sure you get the right line, Donkey, don't handbrake over the wrong one. There he is, taking the win then in race 1. Hirokram is going to take 2nd, but it will be 3rd. In the actual standings, there you go, Hirokram takes 3rd. Dark Clark actually comes home in that 2nd position. JRC Racing taking 4th. Oh, Faithless, what happened to you? Sweaty Keg taking 5th. Punch Up for 6th and 7th. Oh, it is going to be Faithless Emo by the skin of his teeth. He does take 6th. T50 Phil 7th. Golden Brownie 8th. Biscuit King in 9th. Rick 33 in 10th. And Marshall in 11th. Donkey Chong on the top spot. Whoop-de-doo. There are official results then. Donkey Chong up top. Dark Clark in 2nd. There is Hirokram. You can see that half a second penalty got turned into a full second. JRC Racing taking 4th. Sweaty Keg lucky to take fifth. He took fifth, but with a second penalty. Luckily, Faithless Emo, T50 Phil were far enough behind. He could get away with that one. So Faithless taking 6th, T50 Phil 7th, Golden Brownie 8th, Biscuit King 9th, Rick 33 in 10th, and Marshall in 11th. Race 1 done and dusted. Yeah, Dark Clark, Hero Crambo saying good race. Got a bit tasty there, yeah. Yeah, it looked like a decent race between you lot, to be honest. Come on, let me get in that chat. Got a bit tasty there. Yeah, that's just the finishing stuff. Everybody happy by the looks of it. So, race 2 then. What are you doing? Come on, stupid game. Race 2, Tokyo South. We are clockwise. So not masses to this track, but again, big opportunities to get it all wrong here. So as mentioned in race 1, they are using different cars for race 2. These big spaceship Citrons are quite popular in the second race. A big wide car, pretty damn fast as well, so obviously it ooh, there you go, there's one of the issues. Obviously makes it difficult to overtake, but makes it difficult to race and get through those tight gaps, as we have just seen from Hero Cram. So we'll go for a lap with Hero Cram then. So we've just crossed the line down towards turn 1. Again, hard on the brakes, through the right, a little bit of a straight into the left. Some S's all the way down here. Sliding all over the place. Through this final left then, big push down the hill. Full speed down here. Hairpin coming up, so opportunities to overtake, opportunities to get it all wrong on the way in, get it all wrong on the way out of this corner as well. A lot of drivers ended up just clipping that wall on the outside there. Whoa, the tyres light up for Hero Cram though, rear wheel drive, or are these 4-wheel drive? Kicked him out almost. Managed to hold on to it. Nice, massive, long straight here, absolutely full bore. There was another driver. Again, you can go side by side. You can go side by side. You've got to be absolutely trustworthy of the driver next to you. But you can go full speed through there. Into the double right at the top of the hill then. Oh. Come on, Hero Cramp. Finish off this lap. Push down into this chicane. This is where we saw Hero Cram get it wrong. Just getting away with it that time as well. And through this final corner. And back onto this start-finish straight. So that's a lap of Tokyo South. Again, not masses to it, but plenty of opportunities to get it wrong. Ah, so Faithless has taken the Bugatti, has he? There you go, taking Chris B's choice there. Right, hold no responsibility for how sluggish, slow, crap, loose, whatever, weak, poor, fat, thin, whatever. Unless you win, and then it's my doing because it's my stream. It's my chat. I'll take full credit. Thanks. But you've got to win. Not quite sure how it looks with the McDonald's livery on either. You know, it's sort of supercar luxuriness to some of the crappiest fast food you can probably ever see or buy. Yeah, a lot of these big old Citrons. Big, wide car. Absolute spaceship inside and out. lets me look down a little bit and then just puts me in reverse. Okay. What else have we got on track then? Marshall, he's in a spaceship. T50 Phil has gone for the Genesis. Rick 33 is in a spaceship. Still expecting rain. Dark Clark spaceship. Golden Brownie in, is that the 4C? I think it is. Donkey Chung also in the 4C, I think. Yes, he is. We've got new livery on that one as well. Ooh, he spent some time. There's that naughty chicane. Big curbs. Ah, wrong Tokyo apparently, Faithless, if you're listening. Wrong Tokyo. It's still got a long straight on it. I just don't know if it's the right straight for that car. He's getting harassed by a Genesis at the minute. Get out of the way, he says. Get out of it. Sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? Is it quick enough though? That's the question, Faithless. I mean, this season's in the bin. We're at the penultimate round this week. You know, we've got one more round next week, and unfortunately, I think Faithless has swapped car every round. All but maybe round 2, where you had a second week and the same crappy cars, got fed up with those, and then swapped in week 3. I can't remember. Don't ask me. Volkswagen Beetle, that's rear wheel drive, the old one. It's light, super leggera. You can lower the front axle on splines, dead easy. In fact, you can do the rears as well. $19.58 Volkswagen Beetle. There you go. Get one of them. Put some chrome on it and some coloured HT leads, and you'll be in the gang. Come on, Crispy. Get your suggestions out. We're running out of time. Faithless is in trouble here. Do you know, I will say, Donkey, I think I prefer the old one. He looked a lot more mashed. Where are you? Are you even out on track? No, he's not. He looked even more mashed. The original one looked like a proper donkey that had been left out in the, you know, left out in the field. This one, far too groomed. Sunglasses on as well. No. Come on now. I appreciate the time you've taken over it, Chewy. Alright? Alright, don't give me the boo. I appreciate the time you spent on it, but you asked me my opinion, I give you my opinion. I prefer the old one, damn it. Look at these things, look. Are they racetrack only, or do we actually see these monstrosities on the road? GT3 specific, is it? So this is just practice. Don't worry about Heracran parked at the side of the track. He's not aiming for somebody and waiting for them to come round. He might be. Don't think he is, though. He's been there for a while. More spaceships. Golden Brownie, another 4C. How's Mr. Faithless getting on in that thing? Is he happy with it yet? He's not changed it. Oh, they might change it now. Now he's just crashed into the wall on the exit of that chicane. Right, that's enough of you lot. Let's wait for this one to kick off. Don't think we got a start time. I'm sure it's probably 10 o'clock. Oh, Faithless Emo. He's not happy with the Bugatti. If he turns up in a Beetle and wins, you lot are done. You lot are done. Just give it up. He's back. What's he got? Okay, he's back in the NSX. All right. You've already had that this season, I believe. Do you still lose points because you've already had it? It's part of your entourage of cars that you've brought along for this season. Ferrari. Yeah, it's not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. Sounds pretty nice as well. So I think still got a couple of minutes to wait then. Again, so reverse grid. Let me just have a look at settings. Yeah, weather looking all right. So it's not going to rain by the looks of things. But don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Because I saw rain in number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, which kind of tells me that 2/3 of the race it's going to be raining, right? No, it stopped raining about a quarter of the way through. NSX should be okay. Okay. Approved then by Chris B. Again, I think you've already had that this season. So let's get this race underway and then I can go and chong a donkey. Rick 33 giving everyone the good look, which tells me we're just around the corner. When you see cars just go straight and crash into a wall, then you'll know that the race is about to start. It just cuts off all communication and cars crash. Let's wait, there you go, there you go. You just saw who was that going to fire into the wall? Was it Sweaty Keg about to fire into the wall? All controls lost. So reverse grid. So that puts Marshall up front, followed by Rick 33, Biscuit King, Golden Brownie, T50 Phil, Faithless Emo, Sweaty Keg, JRC Racing, And then we get Hirakram, Dark Clark and Donkey Chong. Race 2 underway then. Good start from everybody. Donkey Chong already looking for manoeuvres around the outside of the field. Just see that little green roof. Down towards turn 1 then. Will Marshall hold the line? He stays a little bit wide through there. Opens the door up. Allows Rick 33 to go through. JRC Racing goes sideways through turn 1. Oh, that's a long way down. Big pile of front end damage as well. That's going to slow him down for a corner or two. Again, difficult turn 1. These big wide Citrons. Everyone trying to get through there at the same time. Down towards this hairpin then. Who's going to go for a move? Oh, 3 wide through there. Everybody through cleanly. JRC then, what is he, 10 seconds down. Damage fully repaired, so he can get back up to full race pace now, but he's a long way off this field. Early on though, plenty of opportunity. 33 then, into the tunnel. Towards this tricky right-hander. Again, easy to run it out wide into the wall. Oh, a couple of little contacts through there. Chicane coming up, difficult one. Again at full race pace. Does everybody get through? Oof, Hirakram goes a little bit wide through there. Gets through cleanly though. JRC is able to put hot laps in now though. Nobody in front of him obviously to slow him down, so he can absolutely stomp this Citron, try and close that gap back up. Now then, Rick 33. I think he's been in this position a couple of times and managed to pull a little bit of a gap. I can't remember if you've actually stuck one on the podium on the top spot yet, Rick 33. You've been close, I know, but you've had those faster drivers work their way through the field and give you some grief. Marshall holding second then. Golden Brownie holding third. Biscuit King in fourth. Ooh. Is he though? Can he carry the speed and take third position? Neck and neck between these two. Inside line advantage given away to Golden Brownies. He's now got the inside line advantage. Goes to the outside then, Biscuit King. Looking to catch Golden Brownie out on the exit. Oh, it's not to be though. Runs down towards the chicane. Don't want to be going for an overtake into the chicane. It'll wreck everybody's race, I think. Everyone got through there cleanly again, so Biscuit King got to try again then, use that slipstream. Is it going to be enough down this start-finish straight? Closing up Golden Brownie, putting that little 4C right in the middle of the track. Defends it for the time being. 33 up front has not managed to escape just yet. Marshall's keeping it right there with him. Golden Brownie about 3/4 of a second back. Biscuit King another half a second back. Dark Clark already up to 5th. He's had a stomper. Lap 3. He's come from 2nd up to 5th. Or 2nd from last up to 5th. Apologies. T50 Phil. T50 Phil in 6th. Hirakram goes a tiny bit wide through the hairpin. Clatters into the wall. Doesn't pick up any damage. Also slowly but surely making his way through the field. Sweaty Cake 8. Donkey Chong as well. Taking a couple of positions up into 9th. Faithless Emo 10th in the NSX. Last minute choice for him. JRC Racing. Unfortunately that time not getting any smaller now. 8.9 seconds behind at the minute for JRC. Back to the front then. Brownie still under threat then from Biscuit King. Marshall's made a mistake. Golden Brownie goes through to second then. Biscuit King goes through to third. Marshall slots his way back into fourth position. And all that time, Dark Clark closes up just half a second behind in fifth. On a charge at the minute, Dark Clark. T50 Phil hard into the wall at the exit of turn one. That's allowed Hirakram to sneak around the outside of him. Sweaty Keg, Donkey Chong and Faithless Emo all tucked up behind him as well now. Let's get ourselves on with a bit of Faithless, shall we? See a bit of this chaos coming into the hairpin. Everybody looking for a bit of a move here. Sweaty Kegs had to go wide so as not to smash into the back of T50 Phil. Gives Donkey Chong the opportunity to stick one up the inside of him. 8th for Donkey, 9th for Sweaty. Faithless having a charge on both of them in the NSX, but nowhere to go through here. Tries to make that 3 wide, very difficult through this part of the circuit. S's everywhere. It's a good move by Faithless. Gives Donkey Chong a bit of a whack to get him slightly further up the track. Tries to have a go at T50 Phil. I think there's a little bit of contact between those two on the run up into that corner. Sweaty Keg keeping himself firmly bolted onto the rear end of Faithless Emo. He's got a good run down this start-finish straight. Going to get it before turn one, I don't think. No. Faithless Emo gets that corner bang on. Keeps himself in that 9th position. Tiny bit of a clatter into the wall there for Sweaty Keg. Let's go and see where everybody else is then. JRC Racing still making a little bit of headway into the drivers in front. 33 still leading this one though, lap 5. He's only got about a second between himself and Golden Brownie. Dark Clark back up into 3rd position already. Marshall right on his rear end. There is Hirakram up into 5th as well, so both drivers, Hirakram and Dark Clark, taking 2 positions. Biscuit King in 6th then, Donkey 7th. Got himself to the front of this little pile of drivers. Faithless Emo right there with him. The 2 T50, the G... Is it G50 Genesis? G70s? I can't remember. They're having a bit of a fight for 9th and 10th. Getting through that tricky chicane. Oh, Sweaty Keg, the rear end kicked out on his car. He managed to gather it back up. He's lost them a bit of time to the 2 drivers in front. T50 Phil's going to be in a decent position to have a go at him here. Inside line though for Sweaty Keg. And they stay as they are. In that throttle, try and keep as much power on as possible, but without smashing into the wall. Are we going to see T50 Phil have another go at Sweaty Keg into the hairpin here? Goes for a look round the outside. Can he cut back up the inside? No, he can't. Sweaty Keg's car is still right there. JRC takes another tiny little bit of time out of them. Gap's still coming down, 6.3 seconds. Clock is ticking away though, 1/3 of the way through race 2. Rick 33 continues to lead. Golden Brownie holding that 2nd. Marshall back into 3rd. Dark Clark having a go at him up the hill though. Hirakram right now involved in this battle as well. He's managed to haul that Citroen onto the tail end of this top 4. Biscuit King finds himself with a half a second penalty. That's going to put a dent in his race. Got a few drivers pretty close to him. I think we're going to see Donkey Chong, Faithless Emo, maybe Sweaty Keg get past him as well. Maybe not Faithless Emo. Has a little look coming into turn 1. Oh! Try to hold it around the outside of Biscuit King there. Just getting a bit treacherous through the S's. Biscuit King holds on to that 7th. Drivers all over the back of him though. Sweaty Keg. That little mistake from Faithless Emo has allowed Sweaty Keg to carry the speed through. He's having a little look around the outside now. Biscuit King nearly lights that Citroen up. He has slowed him down. Sweaty Keg then gets a little bit of an advantage. He's going to pull a mile an hour more down this straight. Just gets in front. Biscuit King has to slot back into 8th. Then Faithless Emo tucked right under his rear wing, looking for a way through as well. T50 Phil hanging on to these 3. JRC Racing still. Oh, he's finding himself with half a second penalty. He was hauling that time back in, but that's going to put a dent in that one. All kicking off at the front here again. Everybody closing up slowly on Rick 33. Into the chicane they go again then for lap 7. So nobody behind him got a slipstream at the minute. It's all about... As we see Dark Clark have a go at Golden Brownie. He's got the inside line coming into turn 1. He's already in front of Golden Brownie as well. Dragging Hirokram through that gap, has he? Oh, Golden Brownie. Oh, let me just jump back to that. There might have been a little bit of chaos there. No, maybe a little bit of contact between some of these drivers, but everybody's still on track. But, Dark Clark and Hirokram able to carry the speed. Golden Brownie tried to go defensive into turn 1, but just carried a bit too much speed down. Oh, goes up the inside of the pair of them. He's over braked though. He's out braked. Oh, tiny bit of contact between him and Marshall. Rubbins racing. 3 Citroens then, all having a go. 4 Citroens then. 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th currently. Look how much speed Marshall's carrying. He's looking for a way through. All 3 of them having a little bump draft up there then, trying to close that gap back to Rick 33 in 1st. They're all going a little bit defensive, looking for a way past. A little bit wide there for Hirokram. That allows Marshall through then into 3rd. Into the chicane we go. A little bit slow through there for Marshall. Again, goes defensive into this last turn. Oh, he's picked up half a second penalty though. He'll get away with that one on this lap, but he will have to lose that on the next lap if Hirokram hasn't already got past him. Still dragging Golden Brownie along for the ride here. Down towards turn 1. Oh, contact. Oh, Golden Brownie does spin round. Donkey Chong, where the hell have you come from? Contact then between Hirokram and Golden Brownie, unfortunately. Again, no idea who's at fault with that one. Donkey Chong on an absolute charge then, right up the rear end of 3rd place. He's come from the back, straight up the inside through there, into 3rd he goes. Carrying the speed through though for Marshall. Going to get that 3rd position back through the S's. Chong is not going to let that one go easily though. He'll hang right onto the back end of Marshall this straight. We have a go running up the hill. Marshall gives him plenty of room, but Donkey Chong backs off. Again, Marshall still got this half a second penalty to lose when he hits the start-finish straight. Donkey Chong can just wait for that. Hasn't got to do anything daft. Rick 33, race leader, finds himself with half a second penalty now as well. 1.6 seconds the gap to Dark Clark. So if he can stay ahead, keep that gap, he should maybe be able to stay ahead of Dark Clark when he loses that penalty. Maybe. We'll see though. Donkey Chong into third, Marshall fourth, Hirakram right up his rear end for fifth. T50 Phil through to sixth, Faithless seventh, Sweaty Keg in eighth, Biscuit King ninth, JRC Racing in 10th, another half a second penalty, and Golden Brownie after that big crash all the way down in 11th. 2.7 seconds off of JRC. I think Rick 33 is going to lose this position. He's losing a bit of time to Dark Clark, who's chasing him down at the minute. He's got half a second penalty to lose, which never equates to half a second. It's always more. But that's over half the race you've led so far, Rick 33. So will Dark Clark be able to just steal this position with his penalty loss? Still 1.3 seconds between them, but that half a second, like I say, never equates to a full half a second. So 1.3, 1.4 just as he hits the penalty zone. 0.7, 0.6, 0.5. So yeah, he loses about a second. Dark Clark right up his rear end. Rick 33 goes defensive into turn one, holds it. Can he fend off a Dark Clark for another 12.5 minutes? Tyre wear looking very similar between the two of them. Dark Clark in a great position here then to have a go into the hairpin. Goes wide. Doesn't trick Rick 33 into going defensive. Tyres light up a little bit for Rick. Still getting the slipstream off of the top spot. Gap down to 0.2 of a second. Again, difficult to overtake through the S's. It can be done. Look on the exit and the run up the hill. Who's going to carry the speed? It's inside line for Rick 33. And he holds it again, Rick. Everybody taking a lot of air through there. No penalty to lose this time for Rick 33. Still a slipstream for Dark Clark though. He will close that gap back up. In third, then back past Donkey Chong. Marshall being dragged along for the ride here as well. Not able to go for a move up the inside, but opportunities further down the lap. Faithless into sixth then. Sweaty Keg seventh. T50 Phil in eighth. Biscuit King in ninth. There is JRC Racing getting himself back involved and dragging Golden Brownie along for the ride as well. Both of these drivers closing up with those few in front. It's going to get into a bit of a punch-up before the end of second race here. And we're back with top spots. Rick 33 still fending off Dark Clark. That gap is absolutely minuscule between them though. Oh, side by side already as we head into the S's, into the tunnel. Still right there, Rick 33. He's still got the inside line coming into this turn. It's all about who's got the biggest cojones. Absolutely side by side still as they run down the hill. Rick 33 again just takes that top spot coming into the chicane. Oh, both drivers take a big pile of air through there. And around we go again. So Dark Clark has literally got to be pushing Rick 33 out of some of these corners to go for those moves. Huracram in third, just 2 seconds behind, dragging Donkey Chong along. Can they bring that time back down? We'll keep an eye on that. Marshall falls off of that battle there with Donkey Chong and Huracram. Faithless, Sweaty, Biscuit, 50, all still pretty close. Penalty on board for Sweaty Keg though. Should be able to hang on to this pile. He's going to be in the firing line of JRC Racing by the time he's lost that though. Bringing that time down rapidly, 1.7 seconds. Golden Brownie's still only 2 seconds behind as well. Oh, I missed it. Where did that happen? It must have been at the hairpin. Dark Clark then getting through to the lead of the race. Rick 33, not happy about that though. Already thinking about having to go back at him through the S's. Swap this time then. Dark Clark with the inside line coming into the right hander before the chicane. It's Marshall not letting him out of his sights though. Little mistake overtake battle has allowed Huracram to bring himself back into this top 3 fight, so just 0.8 of a second behind Rick 33, so getting a tow. Just want to jump on board with Donkey Chong. Oh, he's lost a bit of time to that top 3. 1.6 seconds down then, no slipstream for him. He's going to have to push hard if he wants to claw his way back onto the rear end of those top 3. Marshall falls a little bit further back as well. 3.8 seconds down in 5th. Faithless holding that 6. Pulls a little bit of time over Biscuit King. T50 Phil. Oh, side by side for those two. Sweaty Keg lost that penalty and managed to hang on to the rest of the field. JLC Racing is probably involved in this race now. Biscuit King getting a little bit squirrely out of the hairpin. Golden Brownie losing a bit of time though at the back. 3.5 seconds down now in the 4C. Oh, mistake then from Rick 33. Huracram now taking that second position off him. He's got the inside line running up the hill. 33 can't do anything about that one. He's going to have to slot his way back into third. Unfortunately, that has not helped Donkey Chong out at all. Still 1.7 seconds behind. He'll be 1.2. Sorry, he's closed that gap up a little bit on Rick 33. Tiny bit slow out of that chicane then, Rick. Six minutes remaining. Dark Clark then takes the lead of the race from Rick 33. Huracram comes through to take second. Rick 33 still hanging on to third place though. Donkey Chong has brought that time down. Whether it's enough to get past him, we'll see. Marshall falls a little bit further back as well. Tiny bit of impact into the wall. He's got Faithless Emo. What are you? Just 2.8 seconds back. Looking good at the minute. Faithless pulled a big old gap from those drivers behind you. Biscuit King, T50 Phil having a go at each other into the hairpin. T50 Phil got the inside line. Who's got the drive out? It's T50 Phil. Biscuit King into 8th, then JRC Racing already up a position into 9th. Sweaty Keg now 10th. Golden Brownie has closed that gap back up 1.4 seconds. Little piles. Oh, look at this. Look at this Hirocram. Where have you found that time? Was it a mistake from Dark Clark that's allowed that to happen? Right at the rear end of race leader currently. Some drivers quite happy to hit those curves, other drivers avoiding them completely. 4 minutes remaining. Dark Clark leads then, but by one of the hairs on his chinny chin chin as Hirocram closes up again down towards turn 1. Dragging Dark Clark along for the ride as well. Dark Clark not, Rick 33 not quite in a position to go for a move. Any mistake from the two in front, he'll happily have one of those. Thank you very much. Donkey Chong will be thinking the same thing. You lot keep on having a bit of a fight, and I'll squeeze my covert lime green 4C through a gap. Only 1.3 off of race leader at the minute, Donkey. Be a good night if he can get 2 wins tonight, but it's going to be hard fought against those 3 Citrons. Closer again than Hirocram, trying to carry the speed around the outside. Dark Clark still with inside line into this turn though. Oof. A little bit of a door rub into the wall there. Dark Clark maintains the lead. Ooh, tiny bit of contact coming through the chicane as well, almost cost a pair of them. A little bit wide through there. Right, it's on now then, down towards turn 1. Absolute drag race down here. Top 4 absolutely neck and neck coming into turn 1. Come on, you stupid camera. Don't worry about what the signs are doing. Minutes remaining then, and we'll see another lap after this one. Just in the background seeing Donkey Chong get his way past Rick 33, so up into 3rd then. Opportunities still available. Oof, maybe a tiny bit of contact between Rick 33 and Donkey Chong there. Maybe a slight push into the hairpin. Donkey Chong and Rick 33 do look like they're closing the gap back up on these two. Okay, they've got one more lap to have a go. Look how close Hirocram's hugging that inside line. Pushes back over to the outside line then. Try and get the best speed through here. Holds on to it. Dark Clark still 2nd. Where are we going to see moves? Donkey Chong drawing the pair of them back into those top 2, just 0.8 behind. About to start this final lap then. It's all or nothing then for the top 4. Marshall under threat then. Faithless Emo right on his rear end as we come around this last turn. These boys about to start their last lap as well. JRC Racing up into 7th. Sweaty Keg, Biscuit King in 8th. Sweaty Keg 9th. T50 Phil in 10th. Oh, half a second penalty on board for him though. He's going to have to lose that. Oh no, he won't. He's past the penalty zone. That's a 1 second penalty for you. And Golden Brownie's decided he's going to forfeit the final lap. Wait for the timer to tick over and just cross the line when it does. Back to the front then. So it's now or never for Dark Clark. long straight up towards the right-hander as we run up the hill. We've seen Hirakram hug the inside line. Clark getting closer, looking for the move out already. He carried good speed. So drag race down towards the chicane as well. It's going to be a difficult one. Brutal. It's brutal, but it is going to be Hirakram that takes the win here in race 1 then. Race 2. Rick 33 comes home to take 2nd. Donkey Chong takes 3rd. Dark Clark coming home in 4th. Marshall taking 5th. Faithless 6th. JLC Racing 7th in the end. Biscuit King taking 8th. Sweaty Keg 9th. T50 Phil taking 10th. Golden Brownie. Oh, he did do his last lap. He did decide. Is that because we shamed you? We saw you on there. Wait, wait! Drive that car properly. Stop ragging the handbrake, you. It's going to be sideways all the way down this straight now, look. Driftertron across the line, and there it is. Round 7, done and dusted. Yeah, it's a hard-fought race for Hirakram, well, and Dark Clark, and Rick 33. I suppose it was all there. A bit of a punch-up. But yeah, a tiny bit brutal at the end. You know, side by side through the chicane. That's what can happen. I mean, fair play. Both drivers got through it, but there was a little bit of compromise and some bumping and a barging. Not my decision to make calls on that. You know, whose fault was it? Whose fault was that? I don't know. There he is, Hirakram on top spot for race 2. And that's about it for tonight, people. Back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock for more Nürburgring action. And then Sunday night at 9 o'clock for the P1 boys in their Super Formula League. Yeah, so tomorrow night, 8 o'clock for the Nürburg. And at 9 o'clock Sundays. That's what we've got coming up. And obviously the final round of this next week. I believe the 27th is the Race of Champions. So that's going to be 3 drivers plus 2 wild cards, I think, from each lobby get thrown in. And so Race of Champions from each of the divisions or lobbies that are running tonight. Going for the Race of Champions at the end. But yeah, that's going to be it from me tonight, people. Again, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Sunday night at 9 o'clock. And then next week at 9 o'clock as well, Friday night. Oh, been kicked out of the lobby. Yep, that's it from me, people. I hope you like what you watched. If you have, you know what to do. Click all the stuff and do the things and the stuff and things. But most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.